Jermell Charlo exercised his own personal demons to take out Bryan Castano in the 10th round of their rematch to become boxing's first undisputed super welterweight champion. It was a far cry from their split decision draw last year that had people doubting his credentials.
I showed the fans, I showed these haters that I could sit there and bang and trade. I can get hit with shots. I'm a fighter, I'm a boxer, you know what I'm saying? So I think by far I came in really in shape. I weigh 152, you know, that haven't happened almost my whole time of being at 154. So, and I ain't done yet. I'm still growing and learning and making mistakes, and I can learn from this fight, learn from the last previous fights. So this is a rally right now. So I'm on my like.
Charlo needed something special from this performance to make up for their draw. For this, the proud American seemed intent on creating a patriotic divide between the two fighters. It was a tactic the Argentinian wasn't too fond of.
USA! 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 Y'all think we humble? Yeah. You America, we humble, we child. We listen to y'all little child. Yeah, USA! USA! We finna represent this USA versus Argentina. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
y'all wanna be loud? You in America, you in my land, baby. This my land.
So here we go.
This my time.
I know.
Now don't get scared now.
I got
this
you.
My
Here we go. We'll wrap this up with this, because I know
there's time. This our land.
There are members of the media.
They take the from us.
First of all, let me make something clear. This is not a US versus Argentina thing. I'm really thankful for the fact that this country has embraced me and allows me to perform my craft here. This is not an international bout between me and Charlo. This is two great fighters going against each other. I love this country and the opportunities it has given me.
The two also had thoughts on how they would fix the mistakes that cost them the win in their first close encounter. And this time, only one man was right.
It absolutely motivated me, because I thought I won. And the biggest lesson I took from that was that I can't let this fight be in the hands of the judges. I need to end it before that, so there's not a shadow of a doubt that I'm the superior fighter.
I didn't finish him, so you know, that's the only mistake that I made, is not finish him. I'm usually a closer. And so we're gonna go into this fight with that already on the back of our mind. Once he get like that again, and hopefully it's earlier than later, it's over.
Just like last time, Castano pressured with more punches, and they were quickly adding up. But also like last time, Charlo turned it around in the 10th when he crumpled Castano with a body shot. This time, though, he didn't let Castano recover and finished him for the undisputed title.
I'm tough to beat because of the fact that I got some power, some speed. I got good movement. I can set up shots and place them when I want to, and so I'm trying to be great.
In other boxing news, Hannah Rankin sent Alejandra Ayala to hospital with a definitive 10th round TKO to retain the WBA junior middleweight title. In the junior welterweight division, the undisputed champ Josh Taylor has been stripped of the WBA title after just one defense of all four belts. Taylor, who now claims he vacated the belt to move up to welterweight, was stripped of the belt for refusing to face his mandatory challenger. In England, British boxing legend Amir Khan announced his retirement from the sport at the age of 35.
You know what? It was quite an easy decision. It wasn't hard. It was hard for me to announce it to everyone, to make it official. That was the hardest bit. But to say that I was retiring, it was quite easy because I kind of fought this a long time ago. And it was just any time now I was gonna announce it. I was gonna say, I was gonna stick by it. And guess what? It was this time where I said, you know, I'm gonna just say I'm retired.
The former unified junior welterweight champion and Olympic silver medalist bows out with a stellar record of 34 wins with just 6 losses. The last of those losses was a 6th round stoppage in February to his longtime British rival Kell Brook, who also retired just last week. During his almost 3 decades in the game, Khan became one of the biggest names in British sport. He rubbed shoulders with royalty, helped future generations of Olympic and world champions, and he can now sit back and reminisce over the golden career he had.
I think my best nights in boxing were when I was with probably Freddie Roach and at the start of when I was with Virgil Hunter. And, you know, the likes of Maidana fight, Kotelnik fight, Zab Judah fight, obviously the fight against Danny Garcia, where I was doing really well if you think about it in the early rounds, and then obviously got caught with a big shot, and that's boxing for you, you know. So, yeah, I mean, I think that was probably my peak of my career, but, you know, God's been kind, and I was about 24, 25 then. So I think a peak of my career must have been from 21 to probably 26 was the peak of my career. After that, I could then see that decline. But still, you know, I've had the biggest fights and fought the biggest names in the sport of boxing and the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And so I'm so happy that the way my career has gone.
And from retiring boxers to retired boxers, Floyd Mayweather's latest comeback has been postponed by a week. The exhibition bout was set to go down in Dubai last weekend when the United Arab Emirates president, Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, died. The UAE's Ministry of Presidential Affairs announced a 3-day suspension of work in the private sector, which forced the cancellation. The event will now take place this weekend. And Mayweather's also retired nemesis, Manny Pacquiao, suffered a loss of his own. The Pac-Man has had to concede defeat in the Philippines presidential race.
The people have spoken. The elections have already finished, so let's take this opportunity to unite for peace and development of our country.
My decision to run was driven by my utmost desire to serve the country and uplift the lives of poor Filipinos.
Pacquiao ran a presidential campaign with a vow to build houses for the poor and lock up corrupt politicians in a mega prison. Pacquiao lost to Ferdinand Marcos Jr., who is the son of the Philippine dictator Marcos Sr., who was ousted in the 1986 People Power pro-democracy revolt. Marcos Jr. won with more than 97% of the votes, so it looks like Pacquiao may have been robbed of another decision.
As a boxer and athlete, I know how to accept defeat. I hope that even if I lost in this fight, my fellow Filipinos are still winners, those who are poor.
Thanks for watching, and remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.